All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Nate Smith, the curriculum director here at RP, and we have been working on getting ready for the upcoming PDs next week. And as we've been doing some planning, we thought we need to at least let you all in on what we're thinking and how and why we want to do this year for our early releases. I was very fortunate to have Paul Klemza and Dan Beckman join me for this planning session, and instead of us trying to send an email out or try to do it all on Wednesday, we thought we'd give a few of you an insight into what we're thinking ahead of time. So bear with us, and as we just talk a little bit about what it means to form a continuous learning community at RP and how it's going to impact our performance and mainly our students' performance in our classrooms. So really, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in today and being a part of this and doing just a little bit of spitballing or conversation around professional learning communities and continuous learning. So I guess when we first started brainstorming this and sitting down and talking, what was going through your head and why you've kind of said, nope, I think this is a good direction for our staff here at Reese Puffer?
I think when you look at this opportunity, it really is going to really truly demonstrate that we trust our educators, that they all have desires and what they would like to learn. We're all, I think, lifelong learners. Is this opportunity to allow them to kind of navigate their own learning? What is an area that they would like to be greater equipped to help students? I think this is a great opportunity to really trust what they desire to learn, and I think because of that, I think we might see some really innovative, creative, risk-taking moves to move our learners.
What came to my mind was the word finally. So finally we're going to allow our adult professionals to have the control of their learning, and they're going to be able to facilitate that process as their own lead learners instead of sitting around waiting for us to send them an agenda and say, here's what we're going to do. They're going to have a lot of control over that. So finally, I think people are going to be excited about that.
Yeah, what are your, when you were leading the ELA group or you were leading one of the grade levels at the elementary, talk to me about a little bit about how that planning went and what do you see the teachers being able to step up and do and be a part of right as we go through this process?
Well, I worked mainly with the first grade group, and oftentimes what we as the administrators would see as the needs weren't necessarily the needs of the teachers in the moment.
That's hard.
So we're trying to plan something and do something that they either weren't ready for, didn't want, or at that moment didn't need. So a lot of times, honestly, it was probably a waste of time.
I think for my that's pretty scary.
Sorry.
Well, no, thank you. That's what I appreciate the honesty, because I think about the amount of time I put trying to put something together for my group, and it was like, okay, is this meeting the needs of the learners and going to help the students? Yeah, thank you.
I think for me, helping to, and I would say, shepherd the English teachers, because they are the pros. Knowing going into a meeting that the people that are in the space with you truly know the content at a much greater detail and depth than what I can. And I felt as if being a facilitator, leader in there, shepherding them, creating the agendas, giving them what I would say was a limited amount of opportunity to build the agendas themselves, really, I think, was limiting for them. And so when Paul mentions finally, I think this will give an opportunity. I think another word that we could probably use would be liberate. I think this could really liberate their thinking and motivate them to a greater detail, because they will be the creators of what the agenda will look like. They will be the facilitators of learning amongst themselves. So when we think about professional learning communities, this truly will be a consummate professional setting where they will have great opportunity to build their own learning, where they see it just in time is what this will be for them.
And then the result of that is quality for our students.
I was just going to ask that.
That is the bonus that comes out on the end. The work that's done benefits every kid in the classroom.
I don't want to put you guys on the spot, but we talked a little bit about, in our conversation, about the feeling like our staff's going to experience some of the stuff that our students are experiencing, and we're experiencing it too, letting go of some of that, I guess, perceived control of this. How do you think that this is, some of the stuff we're going through is exactly in similar ways what our students are going through in their classrooms?
I think anytime you release, I think with that, especially when you're talking about professionals, I would use this word, it's empowering. I think when I look at this opportunity, when we release in a classroom, we're empowering our students. I think it's about time we're doing that to empower our staff. They definitely have the intellect and capabilities. What we have to do is just let go of the reins. This should be if you will, a reinless endeavor where we're not pulling on strings and things like that. They're going to be able to have full control of the direction of their learning.
And I'd like to add to that, and just like we were talking about with our adults and how they learn, it's the same thing for our students. We have students that learn at different rates, different ways, and releasing them to learn on their own and explore only sparks creativity. And it's going to be a good opportunity for our staff and our students.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, right on, spot on with that.
Now Wednesday we're going with the groups that we had last year, and for probably the last 3-4 years as we've worked into this early release process. When your group comes to you, what are you hoping that they leave with, spending that 2.5-3 hours together, as you're kind of casting a vision for this with the group?
When I think about this opportunity to meet with 6th through 8th grade along with the 9th grade ELA, I look at this as an opportunity, one, that they see in this group of people great potential. And that the work that we have been doing, while being effective and good, I think they're going to realize we can be better. And by giving them the opportunity to control the direction of that learning, I really believe will be motivating to them. And so that's where I see this going.
Yeah, and my hope is that people understand that we have to start somewhere, and this is a launching point, and we have to have a place to launch from. And the best and probably most effective way to do that is to start with where we left off, launch it, everybody hears the same message, and then we move on from there.
Yeah.
So it will be changing after next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, when you look at the structure of PLCs, and we know we want to get to this place where staff is identifying what kids need to learn, they're figuring out if they're learning it or not, and then they're keeping their eyes on the student performance and their data to make some decisions for their grade level or their PLC or what the learning group is. Are you planning on sharing a little bit of that structure with everybody on Wednesday?
We do, and
Okay.
I also want to, and I think Paul and his group will do the same thing, but we also want to leave it somewhat open-ended. And so that there's going to be their input, so it's not as if it's going to be something that will be a canned approach.
Okay.
I really see this as something that's going to be organic and an opportunity to be able to share with them some of the backbone or structure of a PLC, but then also know where we've been. We will continue because there's good work there, but where we go from this launch point really is where they want to take it.
So if I were to, in closing, because we want to keep this about 10 minutes to encompass, 50 hours of conversation. What's one word that comes to mind when you think about our professional teachers getting together and problem solving for kids? What comes to mind when you think about that opportunity that you've talked about?
I have 2 words.
Oh, all right.
I'm breaking the rules already.
All right,
for
we're comfortable with that
All right,
deviation.
ready? Kids win.
Okay,
That's what I see.
thank you.
And I was going to say opportunity.
Great. Well, I look forward in helping lead this and be a part of it, and learning right along with you over the next couple of years. It's exciting to see where we're going to go here at Rocket City, and I want to thank you guys for taking some time out of your busy schedule and being vulnerable enough to put the uncertainty on film.
Thanks, Nate.
All right, cool. All right, we'll see you guys on Wednesday.